$240. 12 people put up $20, and that started the co-op. They brought a milk route, a Twin Pines route, and man, it was a lot of work because in 46 they had 45. They had saved 5,000 on the milk route. So the board asked Fred to be the manager, and they told him he had to go buy a dairy. And the only dairy where the price was right was in Wyandotte, and that's how the co-op happened to start in Wyandotte. But Fred had always been interested in housing, cooperative housing, and he actually his interest grew out of response to the Depression. I bet you all don't remember the Great Depression. Been trying to forget. Well, but I sure remember it. And that was one of the reasons that I wanted to work for a cooperative. And of course, Fred was a chemical engineer, worked at Park Davis for 10 years. And then he quit Park Davis to volunteer in cooperative organizing. But anyhow, we just kept working. And finally, in '59, they passed the Section 202 legislation for non-profits to use for cooperative housing for the elderly. And cooperatives, consumer cooperatives, were among the eligible borrowers. It was for church groups, the Kiwanis, and co-ops, non-profit. And that whole department was very simple. It was not in HUD, it was under the Community Facilities Administration, which was the group that financed hospitals and student housing co-ops. But so the Wyandotte building was the 10th application for the state of Michigan, and it was hard. I won't tell you, but and the people met just the way you do, and they got to know each other, and they had a membership committee and a rules committee and all that good stuff. And but it took 5 years before we were able to move in. And one of the problems with that building was that it had too many efficiency apartments. And HUD, in their wisdom, I don't know. Anyhow, along comes the city of Wyandotte, and they offered the co-op the land where the city hall had been, and it was still there. It was quite an interesting old house building, so and I would say that the support and understanding of the city of Wyandotte was very important to us. And I met building. It came in at $17,000 an apartment. But by then, President Nixon was elected in '68, and they well, anyhow, what happened at HUD is that there was a complete change, and so the people who came in with the new administration wanted to introduce they wanted basically to get rid of Section 202, the housing for elders. And honestly, they haven't changed. They've been trying ever since.
All right.
But anyhow, they said you can have $12,000 a year to build. So what to do? Well, the architect engineer who had bid on the building said, I can redraw the building because it was designed with some setbacks and expensive features. And he says, I will use the same specifications, but we'll redraw the building. And so to do that, the co-op, we had to start our own construction company. And that's why we did it. And a fellow named George Clark and James Braden, a very talented architect and engineer. And Bishop, he finished it in the way the city helped us. They allowed people to move in, beginning on the second floor as the apartments were finished. But you see, the building was still owned by the construction company. So it was actually, it was costing $50,000 more than we had from HUD. But the rent went to the construction company. So we because the city let us do that, we were able to come out even on it. And I guess the rest is history.
Well,